My name is Jenna. This one's name is Freya. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to my video. Welcome to another weekend vlog. How do I start these? I don't remember. She's being too cute. Are you doing ASMR? Hi, baby. Hello. Welcome to another weekend vlog. Hello, friends. I just got my first tattoo. I don't know if you can hear. I just got my first tattoo. I am on a high. It is my baby, of course. Of course. Literally. So it's Saturday today. My friend and I went to the Manitoba food truck war show thing. She's in the way. But look at her. She's so cute. Oh my god. Yeah. She's so cute. Oh my god. Baby. Yeah, Cass and I went to the food truck war thing today. They had a tattoo pop-up there. And I have always wanted a tattoo, but I am so scared of needles. I always have been. And I know they're not the same, like tattoo needles versus like blood tests and stuff like that. That has just kept me from getting a tattoo for a long time. And then like not knowing exactly what like ideas. I have so many ideas and I never know like which one I want to do. Like it's not like full 100% this. And I've always known like kind of in the back of my head that it would probably have to be a spur of the moment thing for my first tattoo because I know my anticipatory anxiety would get the better of me. And so when I saw that the food truck thing was a thing and it was happening the weekend that Cass was coming into the city and we were going to hang out and all this kind of stuff, I was like, oh, this would be fun to do. Like go like have wonderful food. Neither of us even got food today because there was like no fun food trucks. Like it was all just potatoes and fries and waffles and whatever. Like it was all just pretty standard stuff. And I was like, there's not really anything like fun here right now or like that's like that I'm craving. So we didn't get any food. We both got drinks. So I am very fucking hungry because I have been gone for 7 hours. But at this food truck thing, they had a tattoo pop up and I saw that on their like marketing. And so I looked into it and it was by one of the bigger shops we have here. They brought like all of their artists almost. Like there were so many artists along the different things. They had different flash available. And I was like, okay, mentally preparing myself. I'm like, okay, if you see any flash you really like that like speaks to you, you can get a tattoo tomorrow on your wrist. And I was like, okay, great. First tattoo with my best friend. Absolutely. I'm there. Huh? You can watch those men, baby girl. There's people with Bibles coming up my stairs potentially. We're just gonna stand over here now. I don't need to deal with that. So yeah, they had a tattoo pop up, and last night I was like thinking about it. And I was like, yeah, okay, maybe. But then today, none of the flash like spoke to me, but one of the artists was so fun and amazing. I really vibed with her. I vibed with her so hard, and I was like, fuck, like if I was gonna get a tattoo, it would be from her because like I don't know, her vibe was just amazing. Like yes. So it ended up with like my friend asking if she did customs and all this kind of stuff, and she did. So I was like, I would really like something like a little more cartoony, a little more fun, because that like fit her vibe of the little tattoos that she had. I sent her a picture of Freya and a couple like pictures that I had on Pinterest of tattoos that I really liked of like cat designs. And she came up with this one and I fell in love with it. So of course I had to. And I got my very first tattoo and it was so easy. I wasn't nervous. I had no anxiety. I was like a little like, ooh, like, man, I'm a little like excited. I don't know. And then I laid down and started going. And like the first line, so easy. There was a couple spots that were a little bit more spicy than the other spots, but like, girl, it was so easy. It was like a hot cat scratch. That's literally what it was like. I've been scratched by my cat. I know exactly what that's like. Like I was doing my nails yesterday. I did my nails. I redid them. And like the hot spikes that I got from my UV light in my nails hurt more than the tattoo. So I was cruising and I'm so happy with it. So I got my first tattoo today and that's so exciting. Anyways, I am now home. I don't know what I'm going to be reading this weekend. I've like not thought about it at all. I should probably, oh, okay. I have thought about it a little bit. I think, let me see here. I don't know if you're going to stand up or not, but put you in Freya's box. I am currently reading The Griffin King by Sarah Omer. I am 151 pages in, and I'm going to give it another 50 pages before I decide whether or not I'm going to DNF it or not, because I'm still bored. Like I find myself zoning out while I'm reading it, even with the audiobook and whatever in my ears, because listen, the audiobook narrator is kind of boring as fuck. She's not giving me anything. she's just reading sentence by sentence by sentence, and I'm like, you're not giving me anything. I need to be entertained. It's not very entertaining so far. And I mean, I say so far, I'm 151 pages in, but this is definitely a fantasy book that I think would require that longer length of time to settle into because it is so epic. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. We're giving it another like 50 pages or so. And then also, I did have the hankering to try another library book, which is the start of a trilogy, which is Fireborn by Rosaria Munda, because I've heard only amazing things about this series. Like, people absolutely fucking love this series. I actually have like no expectations or hopes or anything for this. It's just dragons. I've just heard so many good things, and I'm like, oh, I hope I like this. So anyways, there's that. Or this, my phone stopped recording and I was panicked that it like completely stopped and not gotten most of what I was saying, but it did. We're fine. I was gonna say, or I could do my reread of Amina al-Sarafi and dive into A Tapestry of Fate this weekend. This is a potential because this has been calling my name. I don't know what I'm going to be reading. I mean, it's already Saturday. I should do some writing as well. I've been kind of shit in the bed with that again. I mean, I'm here and I'm thinking about it, and I am doing a little bit of writing here and there, but I'm just not quite there. That's fine. It's almost the end of May. June is the first week of June is my final like teaching week. So I will have my evenings free fucking finally, in a good summer break from my teaching position, my teaching job. So like, who's to say? I will have more time this summer to write. Yeah, I'm just like slowly chipping away at Far Horizons, really. And that's all I can wish for at this point. That's what I'm going to be doing this weekend, reading something. Tomorrow is today and tomorrow, but I'm going to hopefully go tomorrow to it's our library's like Friends of the Library book sale. So I would like to go to that because my friends are also volunteering during the day, and I would also just like to go meander and peruse some books. And it's in a location that's actually close to me this time, so I can, make it work. But yeah, that's probably where I'm going to go tomorrow. See if I can peruse any books, if there's anything that I desperately want. But yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do tomorrow. And then probably dinner at mom and dad's. I don't know. It's going to be very chill. It's going to be super chill. I got my Switch here, probably maybe playing some Switch games. I haven't really been playing in the past couple days because I've just been either reading or watching something or scrolling or what have you. So, but I have been, keeping up on my Skyrim game. I am like so in awe of having like this is on my body. This is on my body forever now. That's crazy. My first tattoo ever. Crazy. Welcome to the vlog, my friends. I hope you enjoy. I hope you're ready for just a very chill time, and we'll see what kind of books I end up reading this weekend. We'll see about the Griffin King if I want to continue it more than I have, and we'll see if I end up doing some rereads of Amina al-Sarafi or diving into a new series. Who's to say? I'm glad you're here. Let's get this started. Hello, friends. Happy Sunday. I am here. Just got back from that little book fair that I talked about earlier in this vlog. It was the Friends of the Library little book sale, and I just spent $8.50 on a whole fuck ton of shit. I got a stack of CDs for my friend and a couple things for me. So let me show you. I picked up this little fantasy book by Elizabeth Bear, which is called The Wind Racked Stars. I've heard wonderful things about this fantasy author, and this is the first in a series, and it's got like Ragnarok on the back, so I love the sound of that. I had to pick this up. And then I also picked up Crowwinter by Karen McBride, because this was a recommendation from Julie way back in the winter for Indigenous authors, and there's a void check in there. Interesting. The things you'll find in books. I also ended up picking up, Crowwinter was a recommendation from Julie way back, and I never got to it from the library, but now I own it. and it was like $1.50 because everything today was 50% off, my friends. And then I picked up Anna Mevin's The Devil You Know, which is such a find. Like, these Brimstone Angels books are no longer in print. Usually if you try to find her books on like eBay and stuff, they are so expensive. So excited about this. I think this is like the fifth one. I think this is the fifth one in the series, but it's like basically unread. It's a little beat up, but like that's what mass markets are. And listen, I love a mass market. Book six goes Brimstone Angels, Lesser Evils, The Adversary, Fire in the Blood, Ashes of the Tyrant, and then this one. So maybe this one's a little easier to find, but a fucking deal today. And then I picked up two cutie little like crochet pattern books, which I'm so excited about. I picked up this like vintage one, which is so fun. It's like granny squares and crochet fashions. And the majority of the book is like an actual magazine, and it's so fun. Like it's a lot of like Christmas make-aheads. It's one of those issues. I need to show you some of these sweaters because they're just so fun. This guy is serving. He's serving. I love it so much. But the back part of this magazine is actual patterns. Like, look at this amazing Christmas stocking, which is so fun. There's lots of like specifically Christmas stuff here, and then there's different sweaters and things like that, which is so exciting. I love this. I can't wait to make something out of it. I think it's gonna be so fun. And then I also picked up a baby crochet book because I feel like this is gonna be great to have on hand as my friends start having kids. No one's pregnant right now, but like I'm gonna be 29 this year. It's kind of the time of people having babies. You know what I mean? So very excited about this. The patterns in here are so cute. I was flipping through it. I was like, look at this fuchsia one. Isn't she cutie? Oh, obsessed. Anyways, love this. Love having crochet stuff. But yeah, that was my haul. And plus the CDs, all of that for $8.50. Absolutely insane. But yeah, now I'm here. I'm going to stick around for about an hour, maybe two, before I go to mom and dad's. It's going to be very chill, very chill. I started reading Fireborn by Rosaria Munda last night from the library because I felt the need to dive in. I am 47 pages in, and I love the way that this is written. It is so like immediately I'm like, oh, I'm gonna eat this up. Like I'm gonna eat this series up. So I put book 2 and 3 on hold at the library. So this might be a trilogy that I just zoom through. Like I have a feeling I'm gonna eat it up. I also can't get over how uneven my bangs are today. What a slope. Oh god, terrible. I just noticed that. It's because there's a piece here that's like part of the side bang that's longer. Anyways, I don't know what I'm saying. But yeah, Fireborn is great so far. I've met our two characters. We have Annie, who is a young woman who's from like a lowborn type situation. She's from like a village and stuff like that. And then we have Lee, who is the son of a dragon lord that was executed when he was like 7 years old, and Lee goes in hiding kind of a thing. Sort of, he like goes to an orphanage and like grows up, and people forget that he even exists, but he has not forgotten who he is. And they're in this like dragon rider school situation, and I just read the part with like, which is the beginning. In my head they were kind of like a medieval game type situation, but it's like they're competing to be part of a fourth order type situation, and then like they're gonna compete again eventually to then be like in line for the next big head honcho guy, first protector or something like that. School vibes, very easy to read. I love our main characters so far. I feel like they're gonna have really complex backstories, so I'm having a great time. I mean, I'm only 47 pages in because I started at like midnight and decided to just read for like 30 minutes, but I'm enjoying it so far, and I love the way it's being read, so we'll probably carve through that series pretty quickly. And I think I'm DNFing the Griffin King because I don't want to read it anymore. And I am not a person to force myself to read something unless it's like a hate read or a book club book or like something that I kind of have to read for any kind of reason. But I'm a big purveyor of DNFs, as you guys know if you've been around for a while. So we love that. Tattoo is healing. It's now just a black blob of a cat because of all the fluid buildup under the second skin. So it's kind of creepy to look at, because every once in a while I can just like move the fluid down and see her little face. I can see her little face. I love her so much. Anyways, it is also very hot today. I'm wearing the first dress of the season, and it's very hot. It's like 24 degrees outside. It's hot for me because we've been stuck in like coolness limbo and my air just kicked on. I don't know if you'll hear it with this microphone. Who's to say? We'll find out when I'm editing this. But it's hot today for me. It's like warm. This is the kind of summer weather that I love, when it's like 24 degrees with a nice breeze. But this whole next week is supposed to get up to like 30 degrees Celsius. That's hot. And I'm not looking forward to it because that just means I'm gonna die in here with my air on. But at least my air is actually working so far, knock on wood, because it wasn't really working last summer. I had to clean all the filters and redo a bunch of stuff on the inside, and if it seems to be working this year so far, so that's good at least. Anyways, my friends, I'm gonna hang out for a bit. I turn my TV on, hang out a little bit, but I think I'm gonna just DNF the Griffin King at 151 pages. I don't even want to give it another shot. There we go. Oh well. I think it is technically exactly the kind of fantasy book that I should love. I just think the execution of this one is not up to what I want. Like if I kept reading, it would probably end up being like a 2-star, maybe a 3 if the ending like really blew me away. And listen, I want to read good books right now. I don't want to make myself read a book that I know is going to be like not a super enjoyable one. You know what I mean? I'm not interested in it enough to keep going. DNF. Anyways, I'll catch up with you guys a little later, but yes, happy Sunday. Look at that little bubbles, all stretched out. No. Hi, Baba. Hi, baby. Before I say anything, I need you guys to see this. Look at her little leggy. It's hanging out. Oh. Anyways, hello friends. Happy Monday. I am here. It's officially the end of the vlog, my beautiful friends. This was a really quick vlog because I read nothing this weekend. And I wrote nothing this weekend. This weekend was really just a vibe, me vibing around. Like, of course, it was busy and I was out all day Saturday. Got my first tattoo, which is healing well, I think. All the fluid's gone now. It's just there, still in the second skin because they recommended like 4 to 6 days. So a couple more days, I think, until I get annoyed, even more annoyed with the second skin because I keep forgetting it's there and then I'll like move a certain way and I'll feel it and it feels kind of like a band-aid on me, and I'm always aware of band-aids when I have them on, so it's like I can feel it. I'm aware of it. But yes, it's so weird to see myself with a tattoo, especially because this is so dark, and obviously it's because of the fluid buildup and it's because it's fresh and all this kind of stuff. It's gonna look so different when it's clean and when it's healed and all this kind of stuff. It's gonna fade a little bit, it's gonna look more natural, but it's so like I shock myself regularly with this, even though like the majority of the day I don't see it at all, right? Because I'm looking at this part of my arm, and then every once in a while I see this in like a mirror or as I'm like moving around, I'm like, oh, a tattoo on me. But yeah, today also only one of my kids noticed it, which is really funny because today I taught piano after work and he clocked it like immediately. He was like, is that a tattoo? And I was like, yeah. And then I showed him a picture of what it's actually supposed to look like because this doesn't look like anything. And he was like, oh, that's cute. And then he was talking about how his mom has tattoos. So a cutie patootie. But yeah, none of my other kids clocked it. So I don't know if they just did and didn't want to say anything or like weren't aware, which valid. I don't think I was that aware as a kid either, but I found it so funny. I thought all my kids were gonna be like, oh my god, what is that? Oh my god, what is that? Like on cue, you know? It's fine though. This is the last week of teaching that I have before our concert on Saturday, and then I have 1 week after that, and then I'm done for the summer. I'm so excited. I can already feel the summer vibes kicking in. One, because it was so hot today. We got up to like 28 or something, and the sun is warm, and it's all this kind of stuff, and it feels like summer. And I was existing in spaces where like the air is not keeping up with the heat. Like my place, it's just warm all the time in here in the summer, and I just deal with like overstimulation because I have fans on at all times, my TV's on, and usually my air is on. It actually got nice enough tonight that I mean, it is warm in here, but I haven't been moving around, so I'm not like aware of it. I turned my air off because it's so loud. It drives me nuts and it drives Freya nuts. Like I've noticed for the past couple days, she just has not wanted to be in these two rooms, my kitchen or my open room here. She's been in the bathroom hiding away from the noise. And I'm just like, oh, I feel so bad. But like, this is what summer's just going to be like because it's just
how else are we supposed to stay cool, you know? And then at work, because our studio is in a house, it's in a 2-story house, and the house has been like converted into like a bunch of mini studios all throughout the house. And mine is on the second floor on the upstairs. It gets so hot in there. Even they have a ceiling fan on, and it gets hot in there normally, like all winter. All winter. When it gets down to like minus 35, I have that window open because it gets too hot in that house because they have the heat cranked. And then in the summer, I just die a little bit. So it was warm in there today, even though the window open wouldn't have helped because there was no like cool breeze. It feels like summer. And all my kids are like, they're basically done, right? Like we have one lesson left after this. And they're like, well, it's not even worth playing anything or learning anything new because we have one lesson after this. Like, what are we going to do? Right. So it's just a lot of concert prep. And then next week, I know like half the kids are probably not going to show up because it is the last week. So who's to say, man? I mean, like a lot of parents think the concert is the end of the year and then they just don't show up on that next week because they're like, it's done. Why would we come back? Right. So I don't blame them. I do have a couple kids that are in exams. Like they study classical music and I teach them in that level. One of them has an exam later in June, and another one is working towards her exam that we will do in January. But like, they will have things to do because we always have stuff to learn and review and stuff like that. But like my regular kids, they're just like laying on the bench. They're like, what do we do? And I'm like, we play your songs. What are you talking about? So feels a little summer. Feels like everyone's kind of at the end of their attention span and all that kind of stuff. And that's totally fine by me because so am I. So am I. Anyways, yes, I read nothing this weekend. I read 47 pages of Fireborn. That's it. I have not picked it up since. I was going to pick it up yesterday, but suddenly it was 1 a.m. and I was like, well, I guess I'm not picking this up. I gotta go to bed, which is fine, I guess. I have also started knitting another project because I wanted to do something with my hands. So I have been for yesterday and today, which is the reason why I didn't really read yesterday because I was knitting instead. I've been doing a sweater project. I finally, if you guys remember, if you've been around for a long time, I bought myself yarn last year before doing all of my like Christmas knits and crochet stuff. I bought myself some yarn. It's this beautiful Drops Air yarn because there is a specific sweater pattern that I found called the warm up sweater, I think, that has a video also of like showing how to do it step by step by step, which is very beneficial to me because sometimes reading patterns I get so confused because they're not like written clearly. And I'm just like, okay, I like to see what people actually do. And so the video is very, very helpful. But I've got the little like neck ribbing and the German short rows done, and I've started just working in the round. So this is what I've been doing with my hands as I've just been sitting watching random stuff on YouTube. Like I've been rewatching a lot of Subnautica content from Jacksepticeye and Markiplier, and I've also been watching a lot of Jack and Dan reacts movies. Like I've now watched Knives Out, the first one, through them, which was so fun. I have their Patreon, so I've been trying to get through the more recent movies because at a certain point in their Patreon, the movies that they watched were like they recorded through YouTube, and you can't have the actual movie on the screen in YouTube, so it's just their reaction, and then I don't have the actual like movie in the corner. So those I don't like to watch, but the ones that have the movie in the corner, I watch those because it's like watching a movie with your friends. Like you're yapping the whole time. And so I've now watched that. I've watched The Mummy. I've watched Zootopia, which was really funny because I watched that Disney movie a long time ago. But yeah, watching it again, I was like, holy shit, this is crazy. And I love watching their reactions. They're so wholesome. And like, they swear a lot and they're not like, and they make interesting jokes, but like they're genuinely lovely about the movies. And I have yet to see them have a negative review to a movie. Like they watch everything from horror movies to chick flicks to whatever. And I've only really been watching like the chick flicks or like The Mummy and stuff like that because those are the movies that I watch, and I don't watch horror movies, but I'm like low-key like they might convince me to watch a couple because I like their reactions so much that I feel like it wouldn't be as scary to watch a horror movie with them there making commentary. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm not interested in horror movies. I never have been. And like because of the music and the visuals and stuff like that, I like shut down panic mode when I was a kid. So not a fun time. But Jack and Dan are very fun, and I've been really enjoying watching their reactions to things. And I've been watching so many movies because of it, like Legally Blonde, 10 Things I Hate About You, which I've never seen before either. I have watched Princess Bride, which I absolutely love. I love their reaction to it. Princess Diaries 2. I've watched so many movies in the past week and a half now, and it's been so enjoyable. So I highly recommend their YouTube channel. Actually, if you want to go have a little lighthearted time, go watch their Legally Blonde reaction. It's great. But yeah, that's what I've been watching. I've been consuming so much content. And like, I cannot believe we are already May 26th that this is going up, like that my vlog's going live. How are we at the end of May? I have read 5 books this month and we are already at the end of May. Like, holy shit. And I've also not filmed a single thing for a writing vlog or of any kind. So that's out of the question now, I guess, which is crazy. My goal of writing 5K a week was definitely out the window. I think we got 5K down so far this month because I haven't written in like a week, which is just so unfortunate. I don't know what's going on in my brain and my inability to lock the fuck in and like get this project done, but it's just not working. I don't know what's going on. I have to do some introspection on that one and like see what the fuck I can do. Also, maybe time could just slow down a little bit because how the fuck is it already the end of May? I don't like it. I don't like it at all. But anyways, my friends, thank you so much for hanging out with me this weekend. It's been great. It's been a good weekend. I got my first tattoo this weekend. I got to see my best friend who I haven't seen in a year. I'm very excited because we are also going to a Ren Fair in July together. It's going to be so fun. Like, I've already bought the tickets. Like, we're going. So fun. I've never been to a Ren Fair and I've always wanted to go. I'm so excited. So that's fun. And then I got to go to a little book sale. I got a couple books added to the TBR. Yes, we're back to 170, but that's fine. I will read them down. I always do. I always kind of finagle things down again. It was a great time. Got some crochet stuff. Started a new yarn project and read 47 pages of a new fantasy series that I, so far, am enjoying. So there's that. I'll catch you guys in another video very soon. Stay kind and keep on reading.